Powell is playing the small forward. That's a tough matchup. Now if he's
paid dividends for Richardson. And right now he pushes the Razorbacks into Howell.
Well, when you dribble, drive, you've got to rotate back, and Texas did not then.
Myers. Picked up by Mayberry. Mayberry playing with 2 personal fouls. Goes up for the 2. Give the credit to the touch pass of Mayberry.
They work very hard on it. They don't dribble, don't make mistakes.
By Mays, rebounded by Myers. Blocked by Miller. Murray, entry play by Oliver Miller, his second personal.
The foul problem, but that's a major concern, I think, for Texas.
Mario credit back in for Oliver Miller. Stolen by Howell. Bowers. And score. Howell averages.
He goes on during the tournament with personal problems and situations. This is one in the year. He's in a play. The intentional foul. That's his wife looking saying, relax, hand much.
Right. And White is fouled by Lindsey Howell, his second personal foul. Shot right there. Joey Wright watching on her son. We've been home. 23-ball game. Razorbacks on. And what a boost will be.
In position. You can get back, but you got to step up.
Right. Hands off after
Not himself. But you can reach in the bag. They always don't come up this pretty, but that is concentration. Whew. That's your a crawler.
Degree of difference.
Then turn and kick.
Back to Blanks. This is Mays. Off Myers. Razorback ball.
Job is to get back way late getting over, and he can beat.
Blanks.
Does it ever matter?
Not at all. And Collie gets will make it up. Missed it. Miller with the swing. And Uri seeing no advantage.
A lot of their guys can handle James. What an asset. He just steps it up when he comes in. A different level. A lot of speed.
A 2-point is caught for reaching in.
Basketball for the Dallas Chaparrals. Football player. When his old high school principal himself a job. That's how he started in this business. Went back, fought a small team down in El Paso, and just concentrated on defense.
Small team, Bill.
They talk straight defensively, but they like to run as well.
LMU outruns any disadvantage they may have.
Stolen is unhappy. Craig's going to force the dump to the foul line and the kick.
White is Mays for Texas. Tie this end right here.
Someone else up.
What is Adrian? Point.
And I know that's not the philosophy of Tom Penders, but I think it'll help.
10 seconds remaining. Day game.
And that's that matchup. Who do you... Not really. And quick to the ball. Pull a few feet. Steals.
14-point Razorbacks lead.
Day has that wingspan. Doesn't permit you to see the floor.
Right.
Needs some composure.
Right.
That's been open
to the league since this.
What a shot.
Collie, rebound, and follow. Take your pick. Todd, there's a change in philosophy from basketball.
Guys with the wing expanse of Todd either. He gets them up in passing lanes, makes you do things you're not accustomed to doing. And Nolan Richardson,
he drops in
straight up man
to the winner. Duke already there. Collie with the rebound. Coach, it looks like a little life is out of Texas right now.
Yeah, it is. And Tommy waiting for the television timeout, saving them in case they make a game of it. They don't change a lot off a timeout. It's not necessary to go sit and chat. Williams, who sort of stirs it up for this team. But if they're going to win it, he's got to get them to play some defense. That's where they're going to go.
Union Arena, Texas and Arkansas fighting for the second berth there. And Billy, up to this point in the second half, what's it been?
Trying to force things and having their problems. A solid all-ball game, and that's a normal stat, though. Texas struggles up front. They don't get a lot of on the baseline. Again, on the baseline.
For 3. Down to an 11-point game.
Miller begging for the ball. Of course, the double edge, if they go to him and do that, he could do some damage. But if they break down their offense, and they got it up and create some...
Lindsey Howell is trying to get it inside.
James, they've been stressing this more this year. They don't permit the postman to take advantage, and Mickey Crowley with the hop out on the call.
And a foul assessed. And Texas can shoot their way back into it so quickly as Mays followed by a kick out that bailed them out.
They've been nice to one another.
Miller. Foul by Williams. In there. Wide open.
Should have continued players from Western to Tulsa, and he said he was so good. I said, we got to get him, and that's how they won that NIT at Tulsa.
And Blanks in the lane too quickly for Texas, and Miller will get a second attempt.
Anytime you give him another tag, you can see that Blanks, but now with Day underneath on the shooter's right-hand side with that 6'7", it's
call. You know, he does that as well. 18 points for Travis Mays. Make it 19. Had a career high.
Put the ball in the post up, but that's that good analysis.
Didn't affect Miller. And the big fella, really very accurate during the tournament. Money time.
He sure has. Guess who's talking to the shooter? Blanks. Did that surprise you? He's going to get those. I mean, you just can't relax on a free throw. Long arms, squeeze him. You usually have your little guy on that side. Dudek's going to have to really...
Tim Higgins makes a decision, and it stays at this end. But there's a break in the... Only a 9 scored the goal to Darryl Hawkins. Darryl Hawkins likes to move to the basket. The biggest adjustment for him was coming from high school as a center to make the transition to a high school, make that a college forward.
And do you notice Texas doing a little better job reacting defensively? I thought you were going to say heavy weapons. So we shot a Oliver there.
Loxley
Get it to me. Let me show you what I
he does is help to cut into that Arkansas lead, a 76-67 Razorback lead with 7:20 remaining.
Good job here. They stepped it up. Collie, and underneath was Hawkins.
And he was wide open.
Credit and Collie are starting to tee it up a little bit. Banging.
Collie can be one very aggressive ball player. No fear.
Not the least bit of threat.
Off balance shot. Rebounded one hand. And Collie getting nasty under the boards. Right to Blanks for 3. Right gets the rebound.
They got to run those long rebounds down. Shaped up. Tommy, it's got to be turning inside, relaxing.
Foul assessed for Mario Credit. So he leaves the game with 14 points. And
maybe Collie's right, Kim, too. Well, he better step it up the next thing to have a shot.
And he misses.
I hate to play poker against him, huh?
Boy, you never know what he's thinking.
He looks like Bart or Brett Maverick. This 18 is the smoothest.
Both teams are slight edge in terms of quality depth, however.
Good help down below. Collie really just tries to body Miller.
Bowers can't keep him honest with Collie. And Williams loses the ball and is back to Arkansas.
There. One should have backed off. Good switch here. That's what they need. And a nice play on the jump switch.
And it's a push-off charge to Lee Mayberry. And Mayberry picks up his second personal foul.
Travis Mays. Just a new wrinkle. They're not a good pressing team full court where they run and trap. But here a little pull of the string by Tom Penders to pop out. The old run and jump of Dean Smith.
Now, the Arkansas players indicated they could tell when Texas gets tired. Have you noticed any fatigue on Texas?
I thought the spurt has gone. They're not used to it. And Susie Penders, wow. Players and their off-the-court activities, too.
Howell 1 for 2. He's got 17. Had 14 in the first half. Third game.
1-1-3. They look to that foul on it. They can wing.
Mays.
Nice look.
Collins.
Nice play by Miller, huh? Avoiding the contact and the possible three-point play.
Meanwhile, Colley drops in his 14th point. A timeout has called things. Razorbacks on top.
Terrific a lot of places, but Union, it's not an easy day.
Kidville, Pine Bluff. And now Dallas is reunion
Point on the floor.
to cut it to at least 7.
Exchange the high post, get the wing shooter. Wright got out. Williams stepped in.
I think my math teacher would be on my case about that, Bill. How? The rebound.
Look at this play by Arlen Bowers.
Great hand made Lee Mayberry give me the ball.
He just comes up with all it's close. They go to him.
Left in the game. Regional.
Good clubs. The other end. And you're just begging for the easy deuce. In looking at Arkansas's lineup, bigger than anybody on the floor for Texas right now.
Sweet. And Denver, the start of the Final Four. A foul. And the Arkansas players are and Howell. Arkansas up 84.
Got to. And Arkansas's got to get Mayberry out here his day. They got to squeeze him if they want to get at Texas.
Howell off the mark. Williams with the big rebound. Under 40 seconds to play. Trailing by 6, Texas. Blanks. For 3.
On the last one.
And Loyola Marymount. Right. Blocked by Day. 51.1 seconds. Mays. Hammered.
Jeans is inside. I would put Colley down under there to get a rebound just in case Joey Wright happens to miss it.
A 5-point lead it still is. Remaining.
No timeouts now. So virtually Arkansas, now they're going to call it out if Texas is to score. A wave
Since the squad in 1978.